We often hear people talking about persistence and always trying our hardest to make things work. We're told to never give up, to power through the hard times, and to finish what we've started. But what happens when that resilience keeps you stuck? If you're an ambitious woman who has ever felt career burnout or thought about quitting your side hustle, or even walking away from a relationship that doesn't serve you, this episode is for you. What if I told you that quitting isn't a sign of failure? Quitting can be the ultimate act of self-love and growth. Hey ladies, welcome back to episode 30 of Not Just Moms, the podcast where we dive into who we are beyond motherhood and make time to reflect on ourselves, our purpose, and cultivating our dream lives. I'm your host, Stephanie, your life and mindset coach and fellow mom navigating this crazy journey of motherhood right alongside you. Today, we're tackling one of the most challenging questions that we will face at one point or another. How do you know when it's time to quit? We're going to reframe what it means to walk away. I want to show you how to leave in a way that's most beneficial and loving to you. It's not about running away from a problem. Instead, this is about running towards your potential and purpose. It's about loving yourself enough and having the courage to do what's best for you, even when it's hard. So let's talk about the two types of quitting. There are two very different types of quitting. The first is what I call quitting from a place of desperation. You might know this, but this is when we've hit a wall. We're so burnt out, so angry, or so frustrated that we finally explode and walk away while burning every bridge possible. Think of it like a forced evacuation. The anger and resentment is so high that we can no longer see straight anymore. We're just trying to escape the pain. And when we leave this way, we never actually solve the problem. So we often end up repeating the same negative patterns in a new situation. We're running to a new job only to find the same toxic dynamics. We're escaping a relationship only to find the same issues repeating itself with a new person. We don't realize that the problem wasn't the circumstance. It was our underlying beliefs, like a belief that we shouldn't ask for help, or a belief that we don't deserve better. The second type is what I want you to master. Quitting from a place of peace. Now, this is when you leave not from a place of anger or resentment. You're not leaving because you're angry or miserable. You're leaving because you are comfortable, almost too comfortable. You've learned all that you could, you developed the skills, you've reached a point of stability and gratitude for where you are, and you realize you are ready for the next chapter. You're not chasing the next best thing out of dissatisfaction. Instead, you move on because you finally realize that you have outgrown your current situation. This is a very different kind of energy. It's an energy of gratitude and growth, not resentment. And it's an energy of purpose, not panic. So before we get to the how, let's get real about the reasons we might get stuck. I want you to ask yourself if you're not quitting and hanging on because of one of these common pitfalls. Pitfall number 1, the sunk cost fallacy. This is the belief that because you've invested so much time and energy or money into something, you have to see it through. Maybe it's a side business you've poured thousands of dollars into, or a career path you've spent a decade climbing. Or you've given your best years to this person. Of course it has to work out, right? I get it. The thought of walking away feels like all that effort and time was for nothing. So you hang on just a little bit longer. But here's the thing. A wasted investment isn't the future you want to live. You deserve much more than that. Pitfall number 2, the identity crisis. So as ambitious women, our careers, our side hustles, even our marital status can become a huge part of our identity. We're Dr. Sarah, or Jessica, small business owner, or Mrs. Lee. The fear of losing that title can feel like losing a piece of ourselves. The question then becomes, who am I if not this? But here's the thing, your purpose is not the titles that you hold. You are multifaceted. You're way more than these titles you've acquired over the years. Pitfall number 3, the fear of disappointing others. We often worry about what our parents, our partners, or even our friends will think. What will my boss say? What if my husband thinks I'm a quitter? We care so much about external validation that we stay in situations that are internally draining us. We start living according to what we think others want for us. But let me tell you, true peace comes when you finally decide that your peace matters more than their approval. So how do you know if you're ready to quit from a place of peace? I have 3 questions for you to reflect on, so go grab a piece of paper, grab a journal, and let's get honest. Question number 1, are you still growing? When you look at your job, your side hustle, or your relationship, ask yourself, am I still learning? Are my skills being challenged? Is this situation helping me grow as a person? If you feel stagnant, like you're on a treadmill going nowhere, that's a red flag. Growth is essential to our spirit. When we stop growing, we start slowly dying. Question 2, are you fulfilled or just comfortable? We often confuse contentment with comfort. Comfort is easy, it's safe, it's predictable. But true fulfillment is active. It's a sense of purpose and joy that you feel even when things are difficult. Are you content because you're genuinely happy? Or are you just comfortable because it's easy to stay? Don't let comfort become the trap that keeps you stuck. Question 3, would you be at peace with your decision if you left today? This is the most important question. Imagine this, you are walking away from your current situation today. Would you do so with a heart full of gratitude for the journey and a peaceful mind about the future? Or would you be filled with resentment and a need for revenge? If you're at peace, it's a clear sign that you've done the work. You've learned the lessons and you're ready for the next chapter. You don't need to chase the next best thing because you already know that you are the next best thing. So knowing when to leave is just one part of the puzzle. The next is having a plan to leave with grace. Here are 3 steps to get you there. Step 1, get clear on your why. Before you make a move, before you do anything, you need to get crystal clear on your reason for leaving. Write it down. Your why should be about what you're moving towards, not what you're running from. Are you leaving your job for more time with your kids? Or are you leaving your job because you're tired of the overtime and stress? Are you leaving a side hustle to focus on a new passion? Or are you leaving because you're scared that you can't do it? When you have a clear why, the fear of the unknown becomes the excitement of a new beginning. Knowing your why will help you get through the hard parts of actually quitting. Step 2, take inventory of your gains. Instead of focusing on what you'll lose, focus on what you've gained. What skills did you learn? What confidence did you build? What connections did you make? Acknowledging these gains validates your time there and allows you to move forward without regret. You're not just quitting, you're graduating on to bigger and better things. Step 3, communicate with gratitude. Whether it's a boss, a business partner, or a friend, your final conversation should be filled with gratitude. Thank them for the opportunity, for the memories, for the growth. This doesn't mean you ignore the hard parts, but it allows you to close the door with peace and gratitude rather than resentment. This is about protecting your energy and your integrity. While resilience is an admirable trait, there is so much power in knowing when to walk away. Quitting is often seen as an act of weakness. However, I'd like to say that it's an act of courage. It's being able to say, I am worthy of more. I'm worthy of peace. I'm ready for bigger and better things. It's about finally letting go of what's good and really stepping outside of your comfort zone for what could be your greatest next chapter. So I challenge you this week, take a hard look at an area in your life where you feel stuck. Journal on those 3 questions and ask yourself if you're at peace with what is, or if you're running from what has been. If you're ready to dive deeper into this mindset and start cultivating your actual dream life, click the link in the show notes below. Let's talk about where you're at and where you actually want to be. As always, share this episode with a girlfriend who needs to hear this message so we can all thrive together. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.